Hi everyone, it is 2021 and I couldn't be happier. Today we're here to chat about my goals, my reading goals for 2021. So let's hop right in. First goal that I have for 2021 is the goal I put on every single reading year goals list. You can go back and look at all of my old ones. It's here, and it's always the first one I talk about. It is reading 52 books in a single year. That's what I want to do. Last year I read a lot more than that. I think I read 112 books in 2020. More than I've ever read in my entire life in a year. Wow. So 52 might seem reserved, not very goal-like, but I know that every single week I will be reading a new book, and a new book that hopefully will bring me a lot of joy. And I think that's a good goal. No matter what comes my way, I feel like I can tackle one book a week. So that's why it's always at 52. My second goal for 2021 is to read my favorites. So every year around this time, people on BookTube start coming out with their favorite books from the year before. I love watching those videos so much. I love guessing and feeling like I know them, and I usually have some idea of what will be in their top 3, and it makes me very happy. So I am right now compiling a list of my favorite booktubers' favorites. I write down the ones that I already have, that I already own on my shelves, and I put them on a separate shelf, and I read those. I make an intention to read those, and it has served me so well. Last year in 2020, I read things like Miracle Creek, I read Blue Monday, I read An American Marriage, and all of these books brought me so much joy. Some of them have landed on my top 10 of 2020. So I know that my favorite booktubers are going to hook me up with some amazing books, and that is why this goal is here again this year. It absolutely has just helped me out very much. Feeling slumpy? Go to that shelf, you know? Okay, my third goal for the year is to read 6 classic books. Now this can be like a true classic, like Moby Dick. Not that I'm ever going to reread Moby Dick. No, that's a bad example. Like The Portrait of a Lady. So it could be a real classic, or it could be a modern classic like Kindred. So I want to make sure that I'm starting to dip into some of these classic/modern classic books that are so beloved by our culture and our society. I want to dive into those. And I think 6 is a good solid number because some of them might be longer than others. I didn't really reach for a ton of classics last year or modern classics, but the ones that I did like really just spoke to me. Like The Color Purple, I finally read that and it was beautiful and so impactful. So I know that these books are classics for a reason, and I want to find out for myself. My next goal is to complete the series that I start in a given year. If I don't complete the series, then just decide to, either complete them or DNF them. I did that in 2020. So I had started the Scythe series. I read Scythe, Thunderhead, hated Thunderhead, decided to just DNF that series. I read the whole Frida Klein series, loved it. I read The War That Saved My Life and The War That I Finally Won. I really enjoyed that series. So I want to do that again going forward in 2021. So I have already started the Anne of Green Gables series, actually started that in 2020. I want to complete that in 2021. I'm reading Anne of the Island right now, which is lovely, listening to it on audio. Wonderful, wonderful. I don't really have set series that I want to start or anything other than potentially the Lars Kepler series, Hypnotist series, in any case. So that is a goal. I think it really helps me narrow in, and I don't want to become in a position where I start a bunch of series and then just never finish them. That would not be satisfying. So that is a goal of mine for 2021. I really want to read more diversely. I want to plan to read more diversely. I want to read books by Black authors, Indigenous authors, and authors of color. That's very, very important to me. It was important to me in 2020. That's carrying right along through. Now, I would like to read some nonfiction and fiction surrounding that. The fiction that I want to read, I think I might be interested in reading some like prize-winning fiction. I might want to read some modern classics or classics. So that is a very important plan for me. I'd say more than half of my favorite books of 2020 were books written by authors that were either Black, Indigenous, or people of color. So clearly this has not steered me wrong in the past, and it's just so important to me to read from people who do not look like me, so I get differing perspectives and learn about the world in a more realistic way. So that is definitely a big goal of mine again in 2021. And then last but not least is I'd like to read 4 self-help books in 2021. I don't think this will be a problem for me, but I think it's going to help. Like right now, I've just started reading the 7 principles of making a marriage work. Something along those lines. It's very interesting, and like I want to start to apply some of the stuff that I learn in self-help. That's why there are not only 4 books on the list for my goals, because it's very easy to pick up a self-help book, read it really quickly, and then not apply anything. I want to pick up a self-help book and like slowly apply it. Like for the 7 principles of making marriage work, I'm reading a chapter and then sitting with Barry and doing the exercises to like improve our marriage, because that's the whole point of it. So those are my goals for 2021. Let me know in the comments below what your goals are for 2021. I would really love to know. I hope you're doing well. Hooray, it's 2021. Bye everyone. See you soon.